Hi, my name is Jamison Carson, and I'm going to be talking about social learning theory today and how it relates to family violence. The concept of social learning theory originated with psychologist Albert Bandura in the 1960s. Bandura says that the learning is a cognitive process that takes place in a social context and can occur purely through observation or direct instruction, even in the absence of motor reproduction and direct reinforcement. Social learning theory also has a heavy influence on moral and gender development. For gender role development, the same-sex parent provides only one of many models from which the individual learns gender roles. For example, if a young boy's only male role model was his abusive father, he might believe that the behavior was normal and thus would behave in a similar manner. Bandura's original theory was then modified by criminologists Ronald Akers and Robert Burgess. They combined Bandura's principles with sociologist Edwin Sutherland's differential association theory to create a more concise definition of criminal behavior and behaviorism. In Akers and Burgess's work, reinforcements and observation emphasize more as well as the social and non-social situations. Social learning theory assumes that the most frequently reinforced behavior is one of most often exhibited by the individual. The model depends on two important aspects: modeling and reinforcements. Children learn behavior through modeling by watching or imitating others. Because children see adults as such male role model figures, those who've been exposed to abusive or negative parental figures are more likely to display aggressive acts, such as a child who's been abused by their parent. The reinforcement aspect occurs when a certain behavior is rewarded and another behavior is punished. For example, when a mother or father is spanking their child, they may say, "This will hurt me more than it will hurt you," or "You deserve this." These words are seen as reinforcements to the violence that is occurring. Because the parents are justifying the behavior, the child or the victim will be more likely to internalize that behavior and to repeat it later on. Children who watch one parent abuse one another are more likely to abuse their spouse, and a child who is abused is more likely to abuse their child. This relationship is seen as reciprocal, so with the behavior and the reinforcement, you'll see that they affect each other. Once that behavior is reinforced, they'll repeat the behavior. And when they repeat the behavior again, it's either negatively or positively reinforced. This social learning process continues until children mature and reach school age. As they begin to interact with more children and adults, their behavior can become modified as they age. Some children may react to this positively, some may react to it negatively. It's just a matter of person to person. Social learning theory can be applied to children of abuse, as they are more likely to become abusers themselves, and the social learning theory has even been called the cycle of violence. This theory can be used to explain these risk factors and why it is more likely for victims to end up becoming offenders. This theory is mainly tested on juveniles and their parents. Since this theory focuses on the transmission of violence, the primary focus group is children and their families. And despite all of its strengths, social learning theory has been criticized for falling short of explaining certain kinds of spontaneous acts of violence between parent and child. When for example, a frustrated mother spanks her screaming child. But overall, social learning theory for family violence is a pretty strong theory and something that really interested me. Thank you.